welcome to, this is a special edition of What the Fuck Sutter. I'm here at the fan event for the Twitter contest with, tell me your name, Don.
On Twitter, I'm Lowcat. In reality, I'm Myra Lowe.
I'm Twisted Shadow on Twitter. In reality, I'm Mark McGee, but I'm always twisted.
Here we go. And so we're going to do a special edition of What the Fuck Sutter, and they're going to ask me questions live here tonight. Question first.
Okay, and I sent this to you, and I can get you a copy of the thing, but why can't Clay use a throttle lock? Like one that's on Amazon that attaches like a grip to the grip, and then he can just lay his hand on it and make it go.
You mean like because of his hands?
Because of his hands.
Because that would totally fuck up my story, Myra. No. We did a thing where, we tied Clay's hands to it. Some of the truth is just that using those devices, quite honestly, I think are tough for his ego to wrap his head around. You know what I mean? But ultimately, what will happen to Clay is that he won't even be able to, because of the vibration, to keep your hands,
That's why this one I saw, it has a pad.
Oh really?
Where you can, I sent you a link on it. It's buried in your WTF.
Right.
But it's got it attaches on the handlebar, and then you can use your wrist.
Oh really?
To make the throttle go, and you can still use your hand to brake.
Right.
But you don't have to be holding the grip to make the throttle go. Because I'm starting to feel some of that same hand load.
Wow. Well, perhaps
into it.
Perhaps that'll turn up an episode.
Or I thought maybe it would be because it would kind of, like Fonzie said, I got a rep to protect.
Well, yeah, I mean there's a certain amount of ego involved with things like that. Yeah, but we'll continue to play out some of that stuff.
Kozik. Why did he leave? I mean,
look, I love KJ. In fact, KJ is supposed to be here, love Kenny from The Shield. We had talked about him being on the show. We brought him on. I didn't know if I was going to bring him back this season because I didn't really have a big arc for him. We talked. We brought him back, and then he got an NBC show. And at the time, I don't know where it's at now, but at the time it looked like it was going to go. And then we talked about writing him off the show, and I said I had this great idea. It's sort of an ode to Lem, who got blown up by a hand grenade. I thought, why not blow you up by a mine? So
that's cool.
That was the idea.
He doesn't get stereotyped. His characters for Sutter get blown up.
NB Suicide. Why?
I know. But that show, come on, if any show was going to go on NBC, that show had all the qualities. So, I don't know. Another one?
Yeah. This is from all of the fans. They want to know what has happened with the interviews behind the cuts with the actors. You did Michael and you did Kim.
Right.
But we haven't been. You did David McGraw.
Right.
Are there going to be any more, or are the actors not willing?
We do. No, you know what happens is it's really we try to mix it up with the behind-the-scenes stuff. So we wanted to do some of the actors, and then we wanted to do like some of the other departments and makeup and hair, and so we really just tried to mix it up, and hopefully if we continue to do this, we'll eventually be able to have all the actors on and be able to do all that. But I didn't want it just to be an actor every week. I really wanted to talk to the departments that people don't really may even be aware of, like locations, and then we did one with hair, and then we did one with trench coat. So that's why we wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit.
I'm going to dig into the past a little bit.
Okay.
John Teller.
Yes, sir.
He was one of the original 9.
Yes, sir.
President of the club.
Co-founder, yes.
Co-founder. And he died a tragic death.
Yes, sir.
Who was Sergeant at Arms under him?
We had a couple people. My mind that Lenny the Pimp, Lenny Janowitz, was probably his first sergeant at arms. Clay was the VP.
Right.
And then when Lenny went inside, which we're kind of blurry in terms of when that happened with Lenny, but it's when Lenny went inside that probably somebody stepped in as Sergeant at Arms, and I don't, as of now, I don't know who that would be.
Well, because of the hinted conspiracy that you've got going on behind his death, there's no possible way that much stuff could be going on and the Sergeant at Arms not get wind of it. So he was either in on it or he was an idiot. I don't know how else to put it.
Well, I think there's a certain amount of stuff that happens at the level that it did with Sons that happened really between John Teller and Clay and Gemma and even Unser to a certain extent as we continue to reveal this season. But we won't really get into perhaps anybody else who has that information. Not this season, but I do think at some point that the circle of knowledge will expand. You know?
So, is it possible that we've seen the last of Maureen Ashby and Trinity?
No, not those characters are still very real and still have obviously have an impact on the club, on Gemma and Jax. And if there's a storyline that makes sense, I mean, I love those actors, and I'd love to bring them back.
That would rock.
Yeah, and cool. This is our special edition of What the Fuck Sutter, and which will have to be on after Tuesday night because of the conversation about Tuesday night. Because we all actually just watched episode 11, so
you're gonna love it.
90-minute episode.
Otherwise, Twitter friends and Facebook friends, I am not telling you a darn thing.
Nope.
You're just going to have to wait.
I don't even watch the previews for next week's show.
Do you really? You don't really?
Nope.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, my husband will not allow me.
So surprised when you saw Gray's name.
It's more of an impact.
Right.
The highs are much higher and the lows are really low.
Good for you. Good for you.
I mean, it just rips your heart up and down, left and right, and around the middle.
I always struggle with that. Like, I hate putting those on because as a storyteller, I just feel it undermines it, and yet it's just part of the deal. You have to tease a certain amount to bring people in, you know? So I always struggle with how much to do, how little to do, but that's interesting that you, and I'm sure there are other fans that are the same way.
Well, haven't the numbers actually, this season since the premiere, haven't they actually been climbing every week?
They've been, you know what they do is they'll bump up a couple, then they'll drop down, they'll bump up a couple, but primarily, and this is such a unique thing about the show and these fans, is that it's pretty much a frozen road, meaning that it's the same, if we jump up like we did this season, we have that same jump pretty much, you know, the entire season. Which most shows dip and go down, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you know, as the season premieres, they'll drop 5, 10, you know, and you guys, you know, the fans of this show, really, they show up, you know. So it's really pretty much, it'll dip, you know, a point here or there, but for the most part, those numbers, you know, we've been doing those numbers pretty much every episode. So.
Tell your friends, watch Sons of Anarchy.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't want to see me take out.
Yeah. Get them angry.
Tell the people at the bus stops, the train station. Shout it from the rooftops. Come on.
There you go. Thank you, kids. Thank you. They're going to go and actually do something else with you.
Oh, really? Okay.